For the next one, this is a bit difficult to read, like there's a lot of information in technical language, but basically we have 3 streams we would like to mix together in order to achieve a certain concentration at the end. So let's try and look at this. I have corn steep liquor entering, I have some beet molasses, I add some water, and I know some of the information about my exiting stream. So you can handle this either as a single unit operation or as 2 units. We're gonna deal with it as a single unit operation. So that means when we look at how this system is gonna be, well, we're gonna have a simple unit where we mix things together. We're gonna have 3 streams entering and 1 product stream exiting. And let's see, we can call them stream 1, 2, 3, and stream 4. Stream 1 I'm gonna treat as my corn steep liquor. So in this one I have invert sugars, I have 0.025, so 2.5%. I have some water, in this case 50%. And finally I have some solids. And that's gonna be the rest of it. Oh dear, I can't do that in my head. I need a calculator. Didn't I have a calculator? That must be 47.5. There we go. Oh. And I just need to be able to see. So that's my corn steep liquor that's going into my system. The stream 2 is gonna be my beet molasses. So up here I have, we're gonna write them in the same order. Try to. We have our water and we have our solids, and finally we have our what was the last one? Sucrose. So for the beet molasses it's 50% sucrose, 0.5. For the invert sugars it's 1%. For the water it's 18, and the remainder solids, again I need a calculator, 0.1801, so that gives me 31% of solid material. And finally we have our stream 3, where we are basically just adding water. So down here we only have water of 1. For our exiting stream, all we know about that one is that we want to dilute it so that our concentration of invert sugar over here needs to be 2%. In terms of masses, I'm told that I take 125 kilograms over here. For my molasses, I feed in 45 kilograms. And down here, I have my mass 3 that I have no idea about. Okay? And then I have my mass 4 over here. We can also add, we'll have some water, some solids, and some sucrose. And just like we did before, we're gonna count up the number of unknowns. 1 mass here, 1 mass there, that's 2. In terms of compositions, I have 3 compositions here that I don't know what is. One of them I can calculate by saying 1 minus the rest of them. So I'm only gonna count these 2 as being part of my unknowns. So that leaves me with 4 unknowns. I can already, by looking at this system, I have 4 components, so I can write up 4 mass balances. Everything should be solvable. So let's jump straight in. Grab a screenshot. There we go. jump to Excel, add a new sheet, and we are not that old that we can't see what's going on. So in this case, I have 4 streams. So stream 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 different components. I have my IS, I have my water, I have my solids, and I have my sucrose, and I have a total mass. So here we say in our stream 1, 0.025, 0.5, 475. For our sucrose, nothing. For the other one, 0.01, 18, 31, and 5. And for our stream 3, only water. And for our stream 4, all I know is that one has to be 2%. And let's just make it easy and say this one minus the sum of the others. So that means I have those 2 as unknowns. I know I'm feeding in 125 and 45 kilograms. Those 2 are going to be unknowns as well. 4 unknowns, just as expected. And I can then calculate the amounts of invert sugar, water, solids, and sucrose, just like we always do. Multiplied by percentage. Write them down. And again, I only have 1 unit operation. So I'm just going to look at the single unit operation. And if I look at my drawing, stream 1, 2, and 3 enter. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. What exits? Only stream 4. That was my total balance. That was my, what's it called, component balances. And that's basically it. Again, one of them I can't use. It's not independent of the others. So I'm left with 4 equations, 4 unknowns. Then we fire up solver again. First equation, value of 0. Other 3 equations, value of 0. And what can be changed? The yellow cells. There we go. Let's see if Excel likes us. It did find a solution. Does it make sense? That looks fine to me. So all of our equations trend toward 0, and we now know the compositions and the masses that we'll have for each of the different ones. So the question is, how much water do we need? 8.75 kilograms. What is the concentration of sucrose? Well, 12.5, 12.6 if we round off percentages.